we're back for another episode of Parental Gamers. I am Dadbods United, and this is
I'm Andy, also known as I'm Andy TTV.
Well, glad to have you. Glad to have you back, my co-host, my partner in crime, my wonderful, wonderful Canadian brethren. How you doing today?
Good, man. Run off my feet. Other than that, I'm good.
What do you mean your feet? What's wrong with your feet?
Oh man, ingrown toenails. But let's get past that.
Oh, right, but that's it's for a good cause, right?
My ingrown toenails are not.
Well, no, because it kind of happened as a result of you trying to do better and do good.
No.
No?
I've always had them. It's just they hurt more now because I'm trying to do more.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's easy being lazy and not active when you have sore feet because you don't do shit. But now that I'm active, I do shit.
Do you want to share why you're active?
Sure. So, I am Andy has decided that it's best that he loses weight. And what that means is I started myself a little vlog series on my YouTube channel. Which, in other news, well, same news, I finally got my custom URL. So I now am youtube.com/IamAndy, and it's going to take you right to me. I got over the 100 subs threshold, so I can actually have a customized URL, which is amazing for me because those numbers and letters that they make you have, it just doesn't cut it. But now I have 2 episodes out, so 2 weeks, and I'm finishing up filming my 3rd week, which is this week, of my weight loss progression through 2021, and it's done exactly what I thought it would, what I wanted to do. It's kept me honest. It's kept me accountable. I've been honestly going out and doing as much as I can when I can. If I can't get out, I'll do exercise in the house. Last night I did 35 minutes, 25 minutes of actual exercise and probably 10 minutes of rest, so 35 minutes of dedicated to working out. So there's slow days, there's good days, there's busy days in my life, but it's been working for me. So spoiler alert, down 11 pounds in 3 weeks because I'm giving it my all, and I'm going to keep going there. So,
dude, that's amazing.
Yeah. So if you're interested in catching someone try and lose weight or need the motivation to do the same thing, by all means, join me, comment, let me know, and let's do this together, because it's always nice to have friends that struggle with you.
Yeah. Some of us just deny it and just struggle in silence.
Yeah.
But
I'll actually have a dad bod soon, and not like 3 dad bods.
Just glue them all together and be like, I am the dad bod. I'm pretty sure there's a villain in one of the DC where they just absorb the other people.
Yeah.
But I digress. What else have you been up to outside of the weight loss journey for the last couple of weeks? Because is this like our 3rd episode in a row where we've been consistently every other week and like actually been on point the way we're supposed to been?
What do you mean?
Like, well, because we went through last year, end of 2020, we kind of like every 3 weeks, and we might like skip a week or it was kind of short. But I think since the start of 2021, we've been bang on, right? Like we haven't skipped a beat.
No, we would have had 8th, 22nd, and 5th. So this is our 3rd podcast of the new year, and we've been every 2 weeks since. So we're sticking to it.
Huge virtual high five. Yeah, we're not going.
And it's actually been sneaking up on us really quickly, because I think we talk about this offline a bunch. Like, oh my god, it's already time to plan the next one, or it's what we like. 2 weeks is almost like too hectic until we get used to it. I'm sure it'll be fine, but it's almost too hectic.
Yeah, I'm confident. Like, I mean, we're getting her there. We're getting her done, but we've got a lot of interesting things that we want to bring forth, and so keep your eyes open, keep your ears open. We're gonna have some exciting stuff to talk about in 2021 for sure.
Yeah, and then some stupid ass shit.
Yeah, I mean, we're dumb. We're gonna talk dumb shit because that's who we are at heart. What have you been doing gaming wise? What's going on?
Apex Season 8. I jumped into some Jedi Fallen Order and tried Ark for the first time. Ark is a very slow and steady game, like most building games are. And I tried Age of Empires on PC as well, back in the day, Age of Empires 2. And it's not a great game to stream. No, it's very boring. I enjoy the shit out of it. I went through 3.5 hours of that stream and barely noticed, but unless you're maybe playing with the community and you're in there, there's really no point in playing it on stream
Or
unless you have a.
you've really got to be like engaging and like really like narrating the situation. But that is a if you're that engaged or if you're that heavily vested into like streaming that and you're gonna go and give that level of energy, you're gonna be exhausted. Like,
I mean, I didn't find it too hard to actually talk about what I was doing because it's like point and click. I want my guy to go over there, so like I fail, I screw up, I can talk about it. So I actually
yeah.
found like I was more engaging playing that kind of game.
Really?
But yeah, I mean, I had a couple people, but at the end of the day, I got told by someone is like, "Look, dude, I love you to pieces, but that game is so fucking boring." So like sometimes when the community speaks up, they speak up for good reasons. So I might heed that advice this time around and maybe stick to different types of things. I'll play offline with friends when I play Age of Empires.
Nice. That's all right. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
what's new and exciting with you? How's this Sandlot thing going for you?
Sandlot League started off with a bang. I went 1-0, got my first win. It was exciting. I was super pumped. And then it's just gone downhill from there. Now to be fair, I haven't played like as much as I streamed and played a ton of MLB The Show. The beauty of their like Diamond Dynasty Ultimate Team style game is that you can play offline modes and earn just as much as if you were to play online modes. So you really don't have to play other live opponents if you don't want to. So I played 10 games of ranked, went undefeated, and I was like, I'm not messing up my record for this year. I'm going to go into 21 bragging about being the only undefeated streamer in ranked seasons and like, tongue-in-cheek joke about it. Well, that 10-0 bought me absolutely zero respect in this league. None. None whatsoever. I ended up playing a good friend of the community and somebody who got me involved in the MLB community on Twitch, Papa Vaz, who handled me 13-2 for my first loss. I had a tough game against another opponent at 6-3, and then I got mercied in my fourth game. I only made it to the sixth inning, and I lost 13-0 or 11.
So what's the age group of the people you're playing against?
Most of the people in my division are like above 30. There's a couple of guys in their mid to late 20s, but for the most part, there's it's a fairly older. It's probably like the gray beards of the divisions.
Okay.
The other divisions are a little bit younger, but there's some goons in our league, man. Like the guy I'm playing after this podcast is like he's probably played like 2,000 games. Like he's gonna mold my mush into more paste. But it's been fun. You know what? I will say, community events like this, I haven't generally taken part in many of them. This has been a blast. The Sandlot League's been a lot of fun. And then on top of that, we've got news of MLB 21 launching in the middle of April. Finally getting some information about that. And now, like, the community's hype again. And I'm really, really looking forward to what they're going to do with the new game. It's coming Xbox, coming crossplay. So that's going to add a whole new breadth of players into the fold. So I'm hyped. I think it's gonna be super, super fun to see.
Good.
But yeah, outside of that, it's been that, dabbling a little bit of FIFA. They had their big Team of the Year event, made buttloads of money for 2 weeks straight. Ghost of Tsushima still on the radar. I've dipped a toe into Apex because I miss playing Apex.
I know. I played with you the other night.
I was horrible, wasn't I? You know what the biggest mistake about that game was? Actually, after the night after Apex, I jumped into to Warzone, and oh man,
Yeah.
That is a hard game. That's a hard transition to make one night to the next.
Yeah. It's funny. I transition sometimes from PUBG to Apex, and I feel like it's seamless because you go from slow and methodical to like fast paced and like quick strategy. So I feel like it's the shooting that I transition over better, but the thought process is still there, and you still need strategy when shit happens. But I don't play a lot of Warzone. If I did, it would probably be with someone like you. But
I'm atrocious.
The time to kill is what would change for me.
Probably. That's what gets me in a game like Warzone, because I play multiplayer Call of Duty, and I usually play on hardcore, so it's like 1 to 2 shots and you're done.
Yeah.
I'm dumping like 35 bullets into a guy, and he's just going down, and I'm like, oh, come on.
Can you imagine a battle royale hardcore where everybody's one shot?
Oh, that would be heaven. But that
Like
would,
maybe like one or two shots. Maybe we'll say like 3 shots max is a kill.
yeah. See, like for me, I like that would be great until you think about like the COD environment, and you come to realize that it would just be campers. Like it would just
Yeah,
be all 100 guys or players, girls, gals, guys, whatever, on the outside of the circle, slowly working their way in just to stay
yeah,
on the edge, and you just be like,
yeah.
it's
Games just
unfortunate.
go quick though.
Oh, for sure. But at the same time, you're just like, why? Like, why would anybody want to subject themselves to that? Like, as I would love it, but hate it at the same time. Or they would just camp. Like,
Yeah,
everybody would land on the top of like the highest building and just pray to get, their shit.
yeah,
So it's tough. Warzone is fun. It's toxic. Activision finally took some steps to banning players. They banned some like 60,000 accounts the other day, and it looks like they're finally implementing anti cheats.
okay.
Whether or not that's going to stick or deter people, I don't know. I don't know how's the cheating environment in Apex now that there's crossplay?
I mean, I haven't really seen it. Maybe the biggest thing. I mean, you don't really know when people. For me, I don't know when people are doing it because I'm seeing a lot of PlayStation users, but not a lot of PC people.
Okay.
So when I'm watching someone glitch across the map, it's like 2 of the 3 players are fine, but the third one's glitching. So I don't know if they
Right.
just have a shitty internet connection or if they're lag switching or what. So I just kind of whatever. I mean, if he doesn't kill me, the next team's going to kill me. So it doesn't really bother me. I wouldn't be able to tell if someone was cheating unless I watch their I spectate them afterwards, and
Right.
it's quite obvious that every bullet's hitting one player, even though they're pointing way up north or something. So
Honestly, I think Apex is my favorite BR. It's my least
mhm.
favorite to solo queue because at least Warzone gives you the option to just play like solo 100-man battle royale. I
Yeah,
kind of wish Apex did something like that. I don't know if their character design and development would allow for that.
yeah.
Um,
I don't know. I think everybody's been pushing for like that solo gameplay for a while, but they do events from time to time that lets you matchmake
right.
solo. Uh, it doesn't sound like every time it's brought up, they're like, "No, we don't have any plans for this anytime soon." Like it's not in their books.
Yeah, I wonder why. I don't. I never really understood that. I mean, it has duos and trios, right? And that's your cap.
Yeah, duos and trios. I think the next thing that I mean, maybe they might think about it, and I think I heard it the other day on stream, is they might be thinking duos ranked just to switch something up a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know. It'd be nice to be able to go into certain situations as a duo because I play well with certain people in duo that I can't play with in trios, and vice versa. Um, like Shiana that we played with the other day, when her and I play, just me and her, it doesn't really work. Like the game styles are a little bit different.
Right.
She's used to playing, she's used to solo queuing, so we don't really have a squad mentality. We haven't melded yet. But
Right.
then we get into a game with like Squid Gaming, and we just rocked it. Like we pulled out a couple dubs and some good shots. We were talking. It was a lot of fun. But then he put us together, and we can't make it happen. So um,
Yeah. Like,
it's just weird how the dynamics work sometimes.
yeah. Like our play styles, I don't know that we would like as a duo would be difficult because I'm a little bit more of a looter and like patient
Yes,
and laid
I
back.
have played. I've played with people like you. It's frustrating.
It because you're hyper aggressive. Like you're into
Well,
like a
not
dirty
hyper
shit
aggressive. Just, I mean,
by
I
my
used
play
to
style.
be like stand back, let's see what happens, and then push when it makes sense. And now I push, I get third party, and I'm lucky to get out of it. It works for me more times than not. But by the time I drop a body, I've got loot, so I don't have to
Yeah.
spend too much time getting loot. I get what I need to win a fight, and then I pick something else off the body.
Right.
So it's like,
Right, right. Whereas I'm like, I want to be decked out to the nines. I want to walk into every
yeah,
fight like I'm fucking Arnold in the end of like Terminator, and I'm ready to go. My first
yeah,
encounter, I better be decked out, even though I'm gonna get killed. I want to
yeah.
look good doing it. And yeah, no, it's hard. But it's a hard mentality to take too, because I've always like I grew up playing a lot of like Tom Clancy, like Rainbow Six Division, not Division,
hmm
Rainbow Six Las Vegas, where it was very much like corner peek strategy, like attack and defend. As much as I play battle royales casually, it's very difficult mindset. Even the Warzone guys I play with, because even Warzone is a lot of push, sit and wait, push, sit and wait. Whereas Apex, like playing with people like you, I've watched Tay play a lot, and it's just go, 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 go. Like you're very, very rarely gonna bunker down And if you do, usually it's not going to end up too well.
Yeah, Tay's the reason I push as much as I do because she used to play Bloodhound a lot and then Octane a lot, and now she's back to playing those two characters again. But it's like every chance she got a second to push, she's just gone. And she communicates it now. She's like, "I'm gone," but she still just goes, and it's like, "Okay, fine, Tay, let's go." But now that's my playstyle. I push fights because I know I got to get there first because Tay's already halfway there. Um, so it's just how I've adopted my playstyle. And Tay and I play very well on teams together because she can yell at me and I can yell at her and we can figure it out. Unless I say you got to look up, but the player is down. Sometimes I fumble, but it's just I have adopted the playstyle because the people I played with were pushers, and now. Funnily enough, she's a bit more reserved because she's sitting back, getting more comfortable with snipers. So she's picking up more long range weapons,
Right.
whereas I'm comfortable doing either or, and she's getting more comfortable doing the latter. So it's the playstyle is adjusted now. When I'm pushing, she's sitting back trying to hit people in the head. So it's like I'm going down and she's not.
Dude, the other night when I jumped in with you and Shiana, I was like, okay, let's go, let's play, whatever. And I look up, I'm like picking up my shit, I'm decking out. I look up, I'm like, 200 meters. Where the fuck did they go? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, I mean, so PUBG. I mean, where I came from in the PUBG world, it's really hard to like loot on the go. But in Apex, it's not. In Apex, you can just run past and press X on things as long as you're looking at it. So I
Right.
just started like it just everything's go go go. But you're the type of person who looks at it. Do I need it? Will my wife yell at me if I don't? Like you're very
Oh,
methodical with how
wow.
you pick things up.
It's like, should I, shouldn't I? Put a hand, like, no, 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 no. Somebody's going to get mad at me.
Yeah.
Still a big fan of the G7. I think the versatility in something like the G7, it suits my playstyle because I can get involved with people like, you that push.
Yeah.
I like to run sometimes like double up lights, even though it gets me into trouble because ammo's a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know that it's fun. Like I said, I think Apex for me is the better BR out there. I don't think it
Yeah.
gets the love that it deserves. I think the community can be a little bit toxic at time, considering it probably has the best like no mic system in the game, like out of any of them.
Hmm.
The way it allows you to ping and communicate without having to put a mic on is fantastic.
Yeah. I actually was thinking the other day, I think I might have said it on stream, or I know I for sure said it in Sailor's stream today. There's one thing that they could maybe take the communication in game a bit further, and I don't know if there's reasons why they don't, but when you can visibly see an enemy and you ping on them and it goes red right away, like there's an enemy nearby, it should maybe in chat only say Gibby over there or like
Right,
Gibby nearby or something, just so you, because I know they spend a lot of time on their running animations and like you should be able to tell a wraith from a mirage and that kind of thing.
right,
But when you're just looking at character models and you see a distance, a mirage is very skinny, so a mirage can look like a wraith,
right,
a Bangalore, or anyone else skinny horizon. Until they get closer, you kind of see that long lurching run, and then oh, it's a mirage.
right.
But I think it'd just be like one more step, and maybe public matches, maybe not ranked, where you can ping and say, okay, that's a mirage. I just
Interesting.
think that'd be kind of fun.
So like, the thing that's always driven me crazy about something like a Warzone is all the damn skins blend in with their environments. It's
Yeah,
frustrating as hell. It's all that monotone, like kind of like very dry palette. Whereas there's such a vibrance in the color palette that is chosen in a game like Apex. And even from what I've watched of you guys playing PUBG, like you don't often lose characters and their skins to the environment. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
they don't blend. Whereas COD, there's so many times where this dude's running across a mountain. It looks like he's wearing full like 3D camouflage. You're just like, why? Why? What the hell?
yeah, yeah.
It's a weird one. It's a really
When I
weird.
play Apex, or sorry, no, when I play PUBG, the only thing I try and make sure is that my helmet blends in with my surroundings, so that if I want to poke my head out, they can't really see me right away. So
Right.
I always go for the lighter colored level 2 helmet because it just gives I feel like it gives me a leg up depending on where I'm playing.
That's a fair assessment. There you go, kids. Tip for your PUBG players out there. Wear the lighter color helmet because it blends in and it hacker.
Hacker.
Um, yeah, no, that's crazy. I'm like I said, I've got one toe in, but it's one of those things where I just don't like. I don't like solo queuing for anything that I can't play solo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, just at least if I'm really hurting for Call of Duty action, I can either go play multiplayer or I can go jump into solo Warzone, which is atrocious.
Yeah.
But or if I want to do some if I really desperate for a shooty game, I can go jump into any game with a gun really and get my fix. So it's a little tough. I wish there was more, but like I said, I think Apex, considering the work that they've put into the solo game, should be applauded, regardless of whether, like, my personal opinion of whether or not I enjoy the game type. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so, chat, we're having our to the podcast. We are going to be talking about social media and being two dads on social media. We're excited because it's interesting because we weren't born with social media as being a thing. I wasn't.
I mean, when the internet was forged, they all they all kind of started. So like the MySpaces and stuff like that, technically are social medias, but I don't think they were used in the same capacity as they are today.
No, it was more like an advertising tool, right?
Yeah.
But before we get into that, one of the great gifts of the internet outside of social media is being able to identify birthdays, and it's kind of a quirky little thing and fun little thing we've done, but we've learned some pretty cool birthdays, I'd say. Like today is would have been the birthday of deceased Hank Aaron. Today is the 35th birthday for Cristiano Ronaldo. Hype. Neymar also turns 28 today, and Carlos Tevez turns 36 and looks 107. In terms of the game, like those are some pretty iconic footballer names. I didn't really
Do you
find
think Carlos Tevez will actually get a cake shaped like a shoulder?
What? No, that's actually not Carlos Tevez.
No, I thought Carlos Tevez was the biter.
No, that was Suarez.
Oh, well then.
Yeah. We'll edit that out for you, bud.
No.
We'll take care of that in post.
I can show my stupidity. It's fine.
In terms of gaming, there was actually some really big releases this week throughout history. Worms Armageddon in the 1999, which if any of you guys played Worms, like Worms was one of the first PC games I ever played. I loved Worms. It was fun as hell. Were you too cool for Worms by chance?
No, I did Worms. Armageddon is probably the game that I got in on, and it was on
Really?
Xbox 360.
Sweet.
Yeah, lots of fun.
We should do like a retro Worms tournament. Like bring our communities together and just play Worms.
Sure, I'll bring Tay. We'll both lose.
Jesus. All right, moving on. Tay, if you're listening, that wasn't in the script. Diddy Kong Racing came out in 2007. Devil May Cry 4 in 2008, which I've never played a Devil May Cry. I don't know.
Not my thing.
The Pokebank came out in 2014, so for all you Pokemon lovers, the ability to transfer between generations was finally a thing. So all those hours that you put into your old ones weren't wasted because you could bring all the old Pokemon into the new games, which is amazing. And XCOM 2, with the famous turn-based permadeath fun shooty game, finally came to life, which was cool. If you've ever played an XCOM game, they're stressful to say the least.
Yeah, it is.
Not your style. You play Age of Empires, but you don't play like an XCOM. Like
I can't. What can I say? Age of Empires isn't turn-based. XCOM is turn-based.
Isn't Age of Empires? No. What's the?
No,
Age
of Empires.
Sid Meier's is turn-based.
It's like StarCraft. You build a society, you attack others.
Right. Is it? I
Whereas
think it's
XCOM is turn-based RPG, and you shoot aliens, they shoot you, and you better hope that you don't miss a million times because the hit chances are different.
All right, fair play. I think it's.
I have played it, but it wasn't my thing. It's like I'd rather dive into something like Hearthstone.
I think it was like Civs or something that was turn-based. One of those games is.
Yeah, it's possible.
Anyway.
There's so many of them. It's a very popular gaming style, the turn-based stuff.
Oh yeah, it's like there are games in that genre that I'll enjoy, but that's not really one of them. It's two out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, chat. Oh, okay, everybody, listen. podcasters, listen. I'm 36. Andy's a young pup, so he's a little bit cooler when it comes to social media. I am not. Looking at social media sometimes is more uncomfortable than enjoyable. I don't know about
Mm-hmm.
you. Specifically, I think we're going to touch on the emergence of TikTok
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and the love of Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Facebook, in my opinion, is kind of like where I go to see what my aunt is up to and to keep in touch with like family members from Europe because they use Facebook Messenger basically for everything. So really the only reason I have a Facebook account is to speak to cousins in Italy and keep in touch with them. And other than that, like, all I get is a countless number of, chain mails from my mother and mother-in-law saying, pass this on to 10 people or you're going to hell.
Yeah. Right.
It's like,
I only have
really?
Facebook because my mom wants to talk to me.
Right? No, my mom just calls. And I see her at work, so it's not as easy.
It's frustrating when parents call from Mexico. It's like the phone's either in or it's out, and it's just frustrating. I'd rather ignore a text message or a messenger than actually go through a phone call with her.
Oh, Jesus. that's a whole other episode, chat.
When she messages me on Facebook, she's always asking for a picture of my daughter, and I don't always have a million hours in a day to take pictures specifically so my mother can see my kid. I'm sorry, Mom. You get what you get when you get it.
So video chat's not an option?
Or you moved back to Canada. What can I say?
Video chat's not an option?
Sometimes it's an option, but come on, let's be
But
real.
You don't have like daily pics of your kid?
Yeah, but I don't share them all the time.
But just you can send them to her direct.
Okay, I don't want to talk to an Italian about family and stuff. It's what you think is easy for you. What I think is easy is an absolute pain in the ass.
Am I gonna have to teach you how to Instagram?
Oh my god, do you even know? I don't see any posts from you ever.
Dude, I haven't. Okay, so here's the thing, chat. Here's the thing, Andy. I keep saying, never mind.
Yeah, my name's Andy, not Chat.
It's because I'm sitting in front of my. Never mind. You know what? It's been a while.
2 weeks.
I gotta clear my brain. I don't do a lot of Instagramming. I've kind of fallen out of favor with Instagram, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like with even my personal Instagram. Like I've stopped posting to my personal Instagram, and it's just I don't know if it's the pandemic because it happened right around the beginning of the pandemic. I was just getting sick of seeing happy people all the time because I'm like, I know you're not happy. I know you're not. Nobody is that GD happy all the damn time during everything we're going through. Somebody's lying here. And it just drove me nuts to the point where I don't even open it. I get direct messages that I have direct messages that I have unread since like June.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I'm not opening that shit.
No one messages me on Instagram. I think I got a message one time from somebody. And it was like a scam saying, hey, my business loves your photos. But it's like, I don't post. And the last photo was like, my baby with spaghetti on her face or something. Like, you got the wrong person.
You're not looking for me. It's just interesting.
Not looking for me.
It's interesting too to see like the difference between like my streaming Instagram and my personal Instagram.
Yeah.
Because streaming Instagram is very different. It's very much like I'm going live for about 17 scrolls.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but that's from like 2 days ago. I don't like keep scrolling because I don't know if they've implemented it yet or if there's the chronological order yet in Instagram, like you can on a Twitter, for example. But it's like, dude, I'm seeing posts from 2 days ago. What the hell? Like it's like, oh, so and so's live. Let me go say what's up. And then it's like, oh, that was 48 hours. What the hell?
Mine updates on its own, but like 15 minutes is like the closest thing. I just don't think I follow enough people that are active on Instagram all that much. It's a Twitter or TikTok or probably their Facebooks. And I mean, as much as I like the people that I follow on Twitter and Instagram, I don't want to go on their Facebooks. I don't want to know your real name if you got one. I don't want to see a million pictures of your kids. Some of the friends I have in real life, I unfollowed them on Facebook because I don't want to see them post pictures of their kids. Like it's just they got too much.
I honestly, I have like 700. Like my personal Instagram has like I don't know 500 or 600 followers, and I follow about 1,000 people, and it's like, dude, and I only see the same 12, and it's like,
yeah,
okay, I know it's like part of it's the algorithm, but like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, for me, it was my wife is addicted to Instagram, and she's like, we'll be sitting on the couch on my day off, and she'll be scrolling, and I'm like, babe, we're gonna like watch a show? Like we doing this?" And she's just like, "Yeah, but I gotta get to the end. I gotta go back to where I was." It's like, but I'm like, that's borderline addiction. She's like, "No, I can't stop until I have to get back to where I remember where I was." And it's like, what do you mean? Like, it's not that important. Like, you're not missing anything.
Yeah.
Nobody's life is that interesting.
I'm just on my Instagram right now. I've posted 64 times. Like, I don't even know if it tells me how long I've had this account for. Let's see.
I probably, I could pull it up now. I'm probably in the couple of hundred of personally hundreds of posts.
Yeah, 64 posts, 87 followers and 84 following. I'm not active on it whatsoever. And just to like juxtaposition that with my Twitter, 287 people that I follow and 341 followers. And keep in mind, I've had Twitter since 2012 and only been active in the last 3 years because of streaming.
Like, my personal Instagram is 257 posts, and the last time was December 6th, and before that was September. Like, I have 452 followers and 992 following. I'm gonna follow 8 people today just to hit 1,000. But like my streaming one too, like 20 posts. I don't really use, like I said, I don't enjoy Instagram as much. It's cute. It tells a life story. When it first came out, I was really interested. I was really intrigued at the idea of like, wow, you could, instead of having to read everybody's like stories from the day, it was cool to just catch a picture, and if you were interested, then read about it, or just catch a moment and a snapshot. And it was like, sharing that live photo album idea was so cool to me. Now it's gone to the point, it's like, I don't like, number one, like young family members, friends of the family, like people that were like, all like way too young to be on these social media apps and had these accounts. That was like, their mom is like, "Oh, well, follow my kids," are posting shit that is like, nope, no, thank you, no, I'm too old to see that kind of shit. No, unfollow, delete, ban, just out. I'm out. And that's what I think, as I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize. I'm like, I don't know if I don't want to, social media, like the number of booty holes that you see on TikTok these days.
It's true.
It's too much. Like,
I mean, I've only had TikTok for a couple of weeks, so I'm still finding all the booty holes. I don't have an opinion on that.
They will find you.
Nice.
It's just a lot. Like, it's a lot, and it's not. It's like everything else on the internet. It starts out as this little like cute idea, and then it morphs into something else. It's kind of scary, and I think that like part of the scariest thing is watching my kids grow up, and they're not on socials. They're still way too young. But the idea of like, okay, this is where we are now. What the hell are we going to see in 10 years?
Yeah. It'll be like augmented reality thing. You just put your Google glasses on, and you can actually reach out and
Sorry,
feel
I don't understand.
the person.
I don't understand either.
When she listens, it's great, but she listens at the wrong times.
No, I'm not even. There's too many jokes to make, and too many people to piss off with those jokes. I'm gonna keep that one to myself.
So, are you active on Instagram? Or sorry, not Instagram, on TikTok? What is your understanding of TikTok? Like, why do you have it? Why do you want it? And why do you feel it would be beneficial to you?
So, outside of the fact that it is blown up, like it has become the social media app, if in my opinion, over the last 6 months. I have seen some incredible content creators build content specifically for TikTok that have exploded in their streaming lives, in their streaming careers. Like their viewership, like the discoverability on TikTok is substantially better than what you would see on Twitch, for example. However, like my gameplay is not going to get featured on like TikTok is going to be like, oh, gameplay, like, nah, I'm good. Like this, look at this guy with the gray beard. No, I don't want to. Like, and they're just going to go right by it. All the people that have done it are either doing like are really, really knowledgeable in the space of streaming, or are doing all those silly dances. And I'm not ready for that. I'm not above it. That's just not me. Like, I have it because it's fun. It's cool. There is some funny shit. on
Hmm.
TikTok.
Yeah.
There's some
I actually
there's
laughed
some
at
great
a
creators. What's that?
yeah. There's one creator couple in particular that I watched, and there was a joke that one of them had said. I'm gonna say it now. It was, um, what did sushi box A say to sushi box B?
You got me.
Wasabi. And I cracked. I literally cracked when I heard that. I couldn't stop laughing for like 20 minutes.
Can we delete this episode?
No, no, it stays because I
I'm
know.
deleting the VOD. Okay.
But that's the
No,
kind of magic that TikTok. I think TikTok, what it does is it feeds into people's ADHD in today's society. We've got so many things to do. We have no attention span, so you have 15 seconds minimum and a minute max. So you're never stuck doing one thing for too long. It's not making you watch a YouTube video. It's not ruining your day. You can spend. I mean, it ruins some of my days. Sometimes I get stuck in that world and I just watch and watch and watch and watch. Um, but
like the tingly feet when you're on the toilet for too long because you've been watching TikToks for an hour.
no, like it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I should have been sleeping 4 hours ago.
I get the tingly
And
feet all the time. That's my cue. It's like, okay, I've been on TikTok too long.
the only reason my phone goes off is because the battery dies.
Oh no.
Especially once you get into that pit, that hole that is TikTok scrolling, then that's it.
Do you ever like see a skit that's super funny and then you click on the audio for it to see all the other people that have done stuff to that audio, have done the same their version of that skit to that same audio,
No,
and then listen
I
to the
didn't. No, I
same
didn't see that.
audio? Oh, and then you listen to the same audio for like 17 minutes to the point where it's in
Yeah.
your brain, and then from that point forward, every time you see that audio, you're like, "Fuck, skip that shit. I'm sick of this. Get out."
There's a lot of videos that I've watched, and the audio explains a lot of what's happening, and I still just watch it like, I wonder what's going on here.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of
Uh,
those. I like the one. There was one that I saw today. It was like an Avengers dance. I'm
mhm.
like, ooh.
Oh yeah, actually, I saw that last week. It was
I'm
pretty
like,
fun.
that might be
I,
my TikTok debut. And then I looked at myself in the mirror and I'm like, it's gonna have to wait. It's amazing how quickly it's taken the world by storm and how much of an impact it's made for so many people in our space, but also how powerful of a form of social media it's been. Like you really saw it throughout the elections in the U.S. leading up to them in terms of information. You've seen a lot of COVID information pass
mhm.
through. Uh, there's a lot of good that it can do, but it's also interesting when you start looking at like the dangers of it. Like there's a lot of touchy stuff that happens. Like I've got, like I said, young nieces and nephews, and seeing some of the stuff that I've seen already, and I'm just like, these kids, like high school kids and like younger, doing some of these provocative dances, and these kids like they don't look like they're old enough to even have the app, let
No,
alone be posting some of the things that they're posting. And like you can only report for so long, and you don't know.
yeah,
Like it's such an awkward space to be in. You know what I mean? And especially the way algorithms work. Like if I follow my nieces and nephews, for example, that algorithm picks up that I'm seeing them, and they'll show me people that are in their circles and stuff. And it's like, I don't know, no, 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 I don't.
yeah, yeah.
And that's
I'm
where
just going over. I'm going over the blow up of TikTok over. So 2016 in September is when it came out, and then it kind of it kept on going on, getting bigger, getting bigger. I guess obviously it's China based, but the one thing it did better than WeChat, which was also a China based app,
mm-hmm.
was that it succeeded uh, beyond China, so that
Yep.
it wasn't just stuck in the country. But going over the numbers, it says 6 billion lifetime downloads of the TikTok app on iOS and Google Play as of December 2020. There's just over 7 billion people in the world. So almost every person in the world has TikTok. That's not, it's still a big number of people, but that's a lot. TikTok revenue estimated 1 billion last year, and it's valued at 50 billion, as per what
Jesus.
Reuters business says. So It's crazy. It's crazy. September 20th last year, 600 million active users. It's just it blew up, and like it's nuts. And it's one of those things that I've stayed away from because one, I always figured I'm a kid, or I'm not a kid. I'm a kid. So it depends on who you ask. I'm not a child. I feel like it was very marketed to like,
Yeah.
or at least it wasn't being marketed that way. That was the type of person that was always listening to it or watching it. It was very like, oh well, this is lit, or is music that I didn't listen to, or I don't understand. Some of the music I don't actually, all of the music I don't listen to. I'm going in there. I have a TikTok up there right now for some of the gameplay. I have a clip from Apex, and I put "Staying Alive" to it. And I can't remember who said it to me, but that the one comment I got personally from a friend was, "You need to give me your TikTok so that you don't put that stupid music on there anymore." Well, I only play the music I know. I'm not going to put this like half-ass gangster music on there. Half the words I'm not allowed to say as a middle-aged white man, and then half the words I don't even understand because it's all slang. So I'm just gonna stick to my Bee Gees and um my Linkin Parks and stuff like that.
You know what that means? It just means you're old, and you got to get cooler.
Yeah,
Like,
it's true.
dude, you got a kid growing up, man. You got to be cool. Like,
No,
I walked. My kids think I'm the coolest thing ever.
I am not gonna be the cool dad. I'm going to be the one that makes my child lame.
I got a man bun and
Honestly.
tattoos. I'm holding on to the cool card for as long as I can.
I'm bald now. I got that's a thing.
You need a
Like,
Bam
maybe
Bam
that's
Bigelow
cool.
like head tattoo, and like that'll really scare
Yeah.
away the boys.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got called a ghetto Tim the Tat Man on TikTok in the comments.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
That's kind of a compliment. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
told him, I said, I'll take it, dude.
Dude,
Like,
anytime you get compared to a guy like Tim is a legend.
total rebrand. I'm gonna be ghetto Timmy T is gonna be my new name. Ghetto Timmy T.
Or why don't you be like Ghetto Andy the Tap Man?
I wonder how many copyright infringements I would get into by just taking the Tat Man at the end of it.
I don't know. I wonder. Let's try it.
Yes, try it.
But like seriously, you look at the explosion. I wonder how much something like COVID contributed to the explosion of that. I mean, there's already
Yeah.
been studies and stuff that have shown that part of the growth and the explosion of Twitch as well, or the success of Twitch over the last 12 months, is attributed to the fact that a lot of people are just chilling at home watching streams instead of TV. TikTok, I would imagine, is no different. If not worse, because you can take it anywhere and you can scroll it anywhere, and you can, like, you're sitting at the doctor. You know how many times I've been in a doctor's office in the last year and there's people just ripping TikToks, or like you go out.
Yeah.
I know, even though it's like pandemic, you still saw people on the street fucking doing TikToks on the sidewalk, and like they're dancing like. Okay, like you didn't see that with Instagram, even when they added stories and stuff. Usually it was all
Yeah.
pre-recorded videos or like a succession of pictures. Like
Yeah.
Instagram kind of had this whole thing built in already. Facebook had this thing built in already. But just the
Yeah.
way they present it and the way you can never get to the bottom seems to have just captured the attention of audiences everywhere. Because I
Yeah.
don't know about you, I've never hit the end of TikTok. Like I've never.
If you go onto my page, there's an end.
Well,
But
if you go onto my page, there's not even a beginning. So I mean, where are you going from here?
I'm trying to think. Instagram, I don't think was actually you wouldn't think of as like an entertainment value. TikTok definitely has that entertainment value. There's actual content creation. Instagram is a lot of ads, a lot of business promotion,
Yeah.
a lot of, hey, this is what's coming up next, check it out. And then inspirational quotes and pictures of your dog and stuff. It was a good way to get a filter on different photos that you took.
True.
So there was no actual, I don't know, content to it. TikTok at least is creating a space where people have to be creative, even if it's stuff that's being reproduced on a daily basis 100 million times.
Yeah.
But people are putting a twist on it. Like, I go on there, I see fitness challenges. People are doing push-ups to the tune of a song or the beat of a song. It's kind of cool to see, I don't know, Joe Blow from Alberta doing it, and he's like 110 pounds soaking wet, and then you see muscly bound Joe over in like Iowa doing the same thing, and they're doing it together as a duet. I just think it's it's gonna take me a while to get used to, but it is cool to see that it's being used in a creative way.
Yeah, like the way they do all the stitches and like the
Yeah.
and like you said the duets and all that stuff. Like there's a really cool application to it.
Hmm.
And you're right. Like if you watch what as people get to understand the I guess the abilities of TikTok, you're seeing a lot people stretch out their content and really like in some cases making like YouTube shorts, like 60-second YouTube ads and videos, like some high quality content coming out of TikTok, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
But you'll see everything from fitness challenges to like crafts to DIYs to life hacks to
Hmm. Hmm.
funny comedy sketches. Like I've seen some, I follow some incredible stand up comics
Yeah.
that that do some 60-second bits or like, and it's great. It's so fun. And then they have now the go live feature, so you can kind of go live, from the app itself and really like
Hmm.
tap into that fan base and enjoy it that way.
Hmm.
It's really interesting. Like I don't know what to expect from social media next. Like what could they possibly do next to get people even more engaged? Like as far as I'm concerned, TikTok has probably got the best all around app right now if you're looking at socials. I
Yeah.
think TikTok does it really well. Instagram does some of the communication well, where like comments and likes and all that shit.
Hmm.
But the way TikTok operates and what you can present and what you can and create is far beyond anything that TikTok, the Instagrams and Facebooks are ready for.
Yeah. Because I mean, so what's one thing that you think that TikTok can improve? The first thing that comes to my mind after I only have 5 videos on there, and they're five anywhere from like 16 seconds to a minute. They've done okay. I had some decent
Right.
response, decent engagement with it, but they let you share to Instagram and they let you share to Facebook, and you can copy a link, and then after you post, you can share to like all these other places, Reddit, Snapchat. But I got flagged on Instagram because of copyright music, so I feel like they should pull
Uh,
that, and you can't. It would be nice to see some sort of integration with YouTube, but you can't use any of the songs on YouTube. So what these companies need to do is they need to get together and get through this DMCA thing. Like it's it's that's the only way that they can make it better is to get past the DMCA
right.
on multiple platforms so that they can share it on a wider base. Because I mean, I can't. I'm scared to post my TikToks on Twitter because I don't want to get flagged. I'm
Right.
scared to post on Instagram because I don't want to get flagged. I would never put anything on YouTube or I would get flagged for sure.
That's the frustrating part is, and you can use copyright free music, but again, it doesn't connect with the audience because the audience is looking for these specific songs or like they're that trend, whatever
Exactly.
track is trending is what ends up being the most popular, which sees the most views. So, is it worth sacrificing TikTok exposure for the other platforms?
Yeah.
And you're just like,
And I
oh,
mean, as far as exposure, I'm not sure how much further to go. Like I said, I had decent engagement. They do quite well when I post. It does okay, but it's not going anywhere. It's staying
right,
on TikTok. Like it doesn't come back to Twitter. It doesn't come back to Twitch or my YouTube. It doesn't do that. It
right,
stays on TikTok because, again, I guess that's just how it was created. They're just going to keep scrolling. That's what it was built. You scroll, you see the next person. Um, they're not going to take the time to check out my bio or click on my links. They're just going to do what they do unless they actually really, really, really like the content.
right.
But again, it's just me shooting things on a computer.
Yeah, I've found like I'm the same way. Like the gameplay stuff, I'll like, especially if I know the content creator, then I'll just like
Hmm.
it and move on. But when there's like a little bit more engaging, like when there's conversational stuff, like
Hmm.
that stuff seems to stick a little bit harder. Where I'll actually go into somebody's like some of the cooking ones or some of the building ones, the DIY and life hacks. I'll actually go in, and if they're doing other stuff in that vein, then I'll be like, huh, and I'll follow them so that I get more of their stuff on my For You or on
Yeah.
my following. But I spend more time on For You than I ever do on my follower list. Like I just
Yeah. And they'll typically show up. There's a handful of times that people I follow show up on my
yeah.
For You page.
It's interesting, and the way they present you with that stuff, and like I don't fully understand the algorithm in terms of
Yeah.
what you see and why, because I do find myself seeing a lot of the same music.
Yeah.
Except for that guy who played Staying Alive. What an idiot.
One of my friends has TikTok, and he said like he consistently posts. He'll do stuff in his garage and make stuff, and he'll put clips from his stream up. And they gradually over time kind of die off, like 300 views, those kind of things. But and then he's like, what I don't get the most is I posted a video of me making pasta with my kids, 10,000 views.
Yeah.
It's there's no it's hard to make sense of what's popular and what's not. I have a video up there of me dancing, touching my breasts. Like I have my shirts on and I just do a little jig and I rub my breasts over my chest. I guess I shouldn't call them breasts, but right now that's what they are. They're breasts. And that did really well compared to a clip. I was dancing like an idiot, rubbing myself, and 2,600 people liked it, or at least 2,600 people saw it, and 105 people liked it. Versus me shooting people dead in a game, 500 people.
Yeah.
Like it's just weird because it doesn't feel like there is an understanding of what I can do, especially with clips. It's really hard to figure out what would be popular. You see the people who put the work in, like I think it's like Dark Corruption. He puts on face paint every day, and he does like 6-7 hours a day, and he just does TikToks. Like that's something he does for his living. He got his wife involved, and I think his kid does it from time to time in the same TikTok profile. But it's just like I can't imagine painting my face every day to do that what they do. But obviously, they're dedicated to their craft. It's just, oof.
But I've also heard that like in order to really like get a foothold in the TikTok space, you need like 4 to 5 posts a day in the beginning.
I believe that.
And especially in the beginning to get into those For You pages. And that's where you see a lot of these people will dedicate themselves to, face paint and then do, 10 skits and just publish every single day. And it's like bang, 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 do 20, 25 skits a day.
Yeah.
And then just publish them for the week or for 3 days or whatever the case may be. And that's what gets me, because a lot of these skits take time. Like, it's not so much the recording, but especially in your area where you're doing clips, like gameplay clips, like that's a lot of editing. That's a lot of time.
It's not so bad.
Okay, you've got a good handle on it. Like for me to put together a 30-second clip, it takes time. Like it takes me a good hour to get it to where I want it to be, and to be engaging and entertaining. You, like I said, have a good handle on it. You've got a firm understanding. You've been doing editing for a while. You might be able to bang out that 30-second clip in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and put together in a couple of hours. Unless I'm doing those dances, in that case, just point and click, right? Like, and I can make stupid faces all day, but doesn't mean I don't know how the people watch the stupid faces it is, let alone if I was to do it on like a TikTok. I should do an experiment and just I don't know who are some of your favorites, because right now there's this one I can't remember her name for the life of me. She is hilarious, but she just shows up stone-faced every single TikTok, and then she just plays off the comments of people like shitting on her, and then she just continues the stone-face vibe, and it's hilarious.
She does a lot of posts a day. A lot of posts a day,
but she just literally feeds off the comments, like, and then which it kind of, I don't want to take anything away from her ability, her vision to do what she's been doing, but it's quote unquote easy because she's got a constantly flowing resource pool. So I don't mean that it's easy to do what she does and grow the following, because it's not. But to have capitalized on that type of content and be able to access so many shitty comments and just have fun with them is hilarious. And all the credit.
She's tapped into the toxicity of the internet, and she's allowing people to be toxic with her and having fun with it, which is great. But it also does open doors. I'm sure she only responds to the ones that aren't 100% toxic, but people like being toxic for some reason, and it lets her.
Yeah.
Or she lets it.
It's hilarious, and she's incredibly talented at it, and she's got a huge following for it, and it's a ton of fun to watch. But at the same time, it's like, do I want to be a whipping post for like Instagram, like for TikTok? No, man, like that hurts. My feelings hurt. I'm soft and fluffy.
Right now, my favorites on TikTok, Mike and Kat, Dark Corruption, Calling Your Mom.
Calling your mom.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Uh, it's COLLINURRMOM, and it's just like this really big, fluffy, chubby dude who does like food reviews, and he's got like a rubber face. His facial expressions remind me of a Muppet, and
Right.
he's just funny. So I like that. That's the ones I like right now. And the Mike and Kat are just like they do. The wife pretends to be the husband, and she just goes around with that deep voice and fake it, like pretends to be her husband. And it's just really funny.
I've been hooked on Gordon Ramsay because he does some funny. He calls
Okay,
people donuts, and they're hilarious. Um, Retro for the first time, who's a Toronto,
that's
Ontario
right.
based,
That's right.
Ontario
I
based
actually
content
checked that
creator.
out. I'm going to segue away from you here,
Oh
or
shit!
to you actually. You were on TikTok. Your stream was um, reviewed on TikTok by Retro, and what did he have to say to you?
It was positive. He enjoyed the
Yeah.
stream. I had a couple of little like lighting things to fix and a cam mic sync issue, and like he was super respectful about it. He was super awesome about it, and gave me some great feedback that I was able to adjust relatively quickly and easily. But he's I've hung out in his streams for a little while now. Super engaging content creator. Really good videos. Does a lot of funny like skits and stuff. So I really enjoy his content, and the fact that he, supporting, that local content creator is always a bonus as well.
Yeah.
Um, Epic Bricks, who's a Lego content creator, super fun to watch. And where's there's a stand-up comedian who I can't help but cry every time I laugh. Like every time I see his videos, because I just laugh. I can't help but laugh. And if I can find it, I'll come back to it. But I've been following him for a while, so it'll be interesting to see if. Of course, he's not going to come up now because I need him to come up, and I can't remember the name of him.
Yeah, I find that people show up differently on phone versus on PC.
Yeah, and I wish you could like search.
You can.
Can you? I don't know. I can't find it on mobile.
On the PC, you can at least.
See, I'm not. If I touch. Oh, Blue Eyed Darkness, also
Yeah, I
amazing.
like her too. Yeah,
Also, her music reviews are freaking amazing.
yeah. So
Um,
I've seen and heard some really good mashups like Evanescence and Linkin Park
yeah,
was just absolutely amazing. And then you have um, who's the English redhead singer? Come on, someone knows it.
English.
Anyway, he did a mashup with him and Down with the Sickness.
Okay,
Shit, what's his name? What's his name?
I don't know. Jason Banks comedy is the one that I'm thinking of before I get too far. Jason Banks comedy makes me weak in the knees. He's fucking hilarious.
Redhead. I just googled redhead English singer. I'm waiting for it to pop up. There he is. Give me the name. Give me the name. Ed Sheeran. Thank you.
You. All right, that's enough of that. But those are some of my favorites.
Yeah.
I almost got sucked into the whole into the TikTok experience right then and there. You would have been recording and I would like, gee, Dabon, hello.
I'd still be looking for Ed Sheeran.
Like I think at the end of the day, it is scary though. It is scary to see what social media is becoming. Like this type of content is really good, and there are people pushing the creative limits of it, and then there are others just looking at it as like another way to exploit their business opportunities and doing it in
Yeah.
interesting ways that can damage the impression of young people. Now, as much as I don't blame the creators for anything of the sort,
Yeah.
and I would never put it on the creator as more responsibility on the creator than the parent.
Hmm.
I would say that there is an element of responsibility both on the creator, the platform, and the parent of the individuals.
Yeah.
I
I mean, I
do
don't think it
wish
matters what industry you're in. You're responsible for the influence you have.
I would like to see kind of like video games have the Peggy ratings,
Hmm.
as the creator being able to classify your content
Hmm.
as What? Because you don't have to be like an 18 plus creator. Maybe, your TikTok this morning is geared towards older people, whereas your other next piece of content is something funny that's good for all eyes, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would like to see an evolution of social media and some of this content stuff into, I can mark this piece of content 18 plus,
Yeah, for
and it
sure.
gets pushed to accounts that have that meet that requirement. But
Yeah, and then
it
everything
won't.
else that's outside of that gets locked to those same people.
Right, but it doesn't lock your whole account to 18 plus. Only
No,
that
exactly.
piece of content. I think that would be a brilliant move for any. I don't know how easy it would be to implement or how
Yeah,
hard, but it would be cool to see something like that where you have this piece of content that can be 18 plus. It only gets
yeah,
pushed out to those that have accounts that meet that requirement, and all your other content can still be picked up and seen by everyone else.
yeah.
So you
Yeah,
still,
I think it's hard though, because then you're asking for parents to be accountable for what their kids are doing on the internet, and that's just never going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
well, but you still have to sign up, right? Like you're still allowed to. But see, that's where you kind of circumvent it, because now as a new user, you sign up as I'm 15 and blah 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 blah. Like you go through the whole process. You sign up as a 15-year-old. Well, now you're not going to know that there's that 18 plus content out there. Like that
Mhm.
you're not going to necessarily come across it. Yeah, you can lie about your age and all that stuff, and that's where the parental responsibility comes in.
Yeah,
But as a new user, you can create that account not really the wiser necessarily.
yeah.
And like I said, you'll still see content from, whoever XYZ
So
that is.
then, what would you consider 18 plus content then? Because the music is explicit, and they're so you got these kids. I mean, I was one of those kids too. I would listen to Eminem when I was in high school. Technically, too young to listen to it. Lots of the music I listened to growing up, I wasn't supposed to listen to until I was an adult. So, when do you qualify it as adult content? Does the actual movement or um, the actual content itself have to be considered adult for it to be adult, or does the music decide whether it's explicit or not? Because, like, what is a 15-year-old supposed to listen to? What kind of content are they going to be able to see?
But you have edited versions of all this explicit music. You know what I mean? Like if you go through Spotify, for example, you'll have the edited album, the Everyone album, and you'll have the explicit album. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So you have, I think it's the visual content itself that becomes like if you label all the music as clean,
Hmm.
then it doesn't matter. It's the content around that music that ends up dictating, and the responsibility falls on you as the creator to properly label your content. Just like as a Twitch creator, you're expected to label yourself in the proper directory, with the
Hmm.
proper name, with the proper age rating. What you're playing, like I could be playing MLB The Show, it's rated E for everyone, but I run an 18 plus stream because we
Yeah.
talk about some shit.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like that's where some of the responsibility has to fall on the creator, in my opinion. Where if
Yeah.
they're going to make explicit content, that's fine. That you do you.
Yeah.
But give the content creator, the platform should be able to give the creator the proper tools
Yeah.
to classify their content and not hinder them by saying, well, if you make one piece of 18 plus material, your whole account is 18 plus.
Yeah.
So give me the tools to say, hey, this piece only gets pushed up to my 18. This is for everybody.
Imagine the surprise on a 17-year-old's face. They're 17. They've been following this person for a year. It's a woman, and they find out that on their 18th birthday, that they've been doing explicit, softcore type content. That that is just a waste of a way. That person's gonna scroll. Their phone's plugged in the whole time. The second they turn 18, they're just, oh my god!
Their
Now I know I love her.
their For You page is gonna change their life forever.
Yeah,
But it's, what I think there's, again, there's a certain responsibility that comes with, creating content,
yeah,
owning a platform that allows content, and to a parent that is allowing their children to consume that content.
yeah,
So there is no blanket responsibility for one party. I think there is some sort of collaboration that needs to take place, and I think something like that would benefit the user because it gives them a layer of protection. It benefits the creator because it doesn't shut you out of certain demographics. And it protects the platform because you don't have, angry parents saying, "Hey, look at what my kid is watching." Well, sorry.
Yeah. I think that's maybe one of the fun things about TikTok is there doesn't seem to be an upper limit of what's acceptable and what's not. Like
Right.
most of the women on there, and I'm picking on women right now. Most of the women, I know there's men that have done it too. I can think of two instances. Okay, one, I'll go with the men one first. He was a very fit dude, 6'8", just walking out a door, wearing the smallest swim trunks and bulging like nobody's
Oh,
business.
Jesus.
Anywhere else he'd get called out for that, but TikTok, it was like I went straight to the comments, and everybody did the same thing. They said I came here for the comments and just to see what was being said. Go scroll to the next one. The next one is a pretty girl, no bra, hard nipples, and it's like they're like I don't I yes, you could probably get away with that on Twitch because as long as you're covered, but the backlash would be different. It's not the same on
Yeah.
TikTok. I guess there's more creative freedoms, if you like, where people can be a bit more risque and still do like the silhouette challenge is all about being risque. So people actually get to maybe branch out into a bit of creativity without making one of those popular fan sales sites. Like
Yeah.
it's I don't know, it's interesting. I think that's maybe why there's a bit of popularity behind it because
Could be.
there's no kind of cap. People can kind of they can push the boundaries. I'm sure you can't be
Right.
naked, but
Right.
there's definitely
But I'm
they can
sure
push.
and I'm sure if you were to compare those two videos, that poor female content creator would have probably got banned well before the dude.
Yeah, I see actually a lot of female content creators that they have to repost videos and they're completely harmless. There's really nothing in them, and they say I don't know why TikTok took this down. So I wonder what TikTok's algorithm is for pulling down videos, or how many like reports or this or that the next thing it
Yeah.
takes to actually get it down. Because you look at the videos and it's like she's sitting on the bed in her pajamas. I don't understand why it would be pulled down.
The video you're
So
talking about, right?
yeah, exactly. Not a band,
Uh,
the video being pulled down.
no, look, it's tough. It's tough. And again, I think that is where a tool like that would be beautiful, where that creator could say, well, this might be construed as
Yeah,
inappropriate for the general audience. So we'll flag this ourselves. And it kind of puts a warning on the content for the viewer. And it only pushes out to people that are technically age appropriate. Again, there's ways around
yeah,
it and whatever. But I think there's a lot of value in that. And like I said, this is not about blaming the creators because it's not. It's sometimes it's a lack of clarity and communication and the expectations and what's okay and not okay within a stream or within content. I mean, we see it with Twitch TOS all the time. Like, it's kind of gray and it leaves a lot of interpretation in a lot of different areas, and people get
yeah.
banned sometimes rightfully so, and other times it's like, really?
And
Like,
it's like how many petition? Well, how much of a petition do you need to get this person banned?
yeah, and it's like,
What's
and
it
then
gonna
you
take?
see, I know there's somebody that I'm pretty sure you follow from Mixer Tanzi who jumped into a general lobby. Some kid went off, yelled out all kinds of explicit, inappropriate shit,
Hmm.
shut down, like, I'm pretty sure deleted the VOD, deleted the clip, like, deleted all the sections or all the stuff that was pertinent to that instance, banned the kid,
Yeah.
the whole bit, and they still got a suspension for it.
No.
Luckily, Twitch reversed it, but still, that's 3 days of. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough, and
Yeah.
it's unfortunate. But at the same time, I get it. The platform's got to protect itself.
So for TikTok and Instagram, what do you feel has the better benefit towards someone in the streaming world?
I think there's a lot more benefit in TikTok if you can mix your content with the trends that either in the music or with the dances and all that stuff. If you're comfortable enough to mix both and have a good balance of both, I think you could have incredible success. Or even get into the realm of like the streamer tips realm. The streamer review thing has become incredibly huge.
Yeah.
But that again, not something I'd be hyper comfortable in. But I would say a mix of gameplay and jumping on the dance trends or the at least the musical trends. Not necessarily
Yeah.
dancing, because I've seen people like try to create their own trends, but because they latched onto that song that's really popular, they were able to get eyes and traction on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of benefits to that. I've been actually trying to get out of the streamer TikTok and streamer Instagram and get into more of like the non-streamer stuff, because a lot of it is just toxic and bickering and a lot of the same stuff. It's
Yeah.
a lot of like, woe's me, I only have 2 viewers. Like, when are you gonna come by
Oh
my stream?
my God. You
Or
see the 16-year-old kids playing Fortnite saying, "Started my stream, let's go," and then transition. Stream for 4 hours, only had one viewer. Like, and then they do a follow for follow. It's like I can't go anywhere without follow for follow chasing me. And
Instagram, or sorry, TikTok is follow for follow central. It is all like,
oh
drop your links and I'll drop you a raid, or all, you know,
yeah,
it's like, dude, no, like, don't, please don't.
no,
It's easy to get sucked into. It's easy to look exciting and enticing, and it may help you get affiliated, but I'll tell you right
mhm.
now, you're gonna get all kinds of hype. They're gonna get you affiliated, because now TikTokers are also taking a lot of credit, being like, we got 100 people affiliated this year. Woo! It's like,
Yeah.
but that
You
person
just
is like, you
yeah,
got 3 viewers, and now they have no viewers because they didn't go through the learning process of sitting for 6 months at 0 to 3 viewers,
or 2 years.
or two.
That's not
I've
personal.
only been streaming a year. I don't know what you're
I'm
talking
talking about me. I'm talking about me.
about. It's hard. It's really, really hard to see, and the expectations now, especially with TikTok and socials, because you're seeing so many people like, started my TikTok 3 months ago, two
Yeah.
viewer average, blah 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 blah. 6 months in, bam, 100 viewers, 900 subs. I'm on TikTok and Twitch is kicking ass. It's like,
Yeah.
it doesn't work for everybody, man. Like, they did something in between that 6 months that got them more. It was more than just TikTok. I can assure you that.
Yeah. I don't think there's any one thing that you can do to make the whole thing come together. It's
No,
got to be a bunch of different chains in the link that make it work.
in my opinion, Instagram is probably the least useful, except unless you're looking at pushing like merch. Like, for me, my merch store, the most success I've had for my merch has been through Instagram and Facebook advertising.
Yeah.
It was super. It was great. But my content, for the most part, because it's so hidden, and I'm not, and the algorithm I heard for Instagram is even worse. Like, you got to post even more frequently in order to get recognized. And I find a lot of people, there isn't a lot of people looking to discover new things on Instagram. It's kind of become like the Facebook, where you're just trying to see what your circle of friends is up to, as
Hmm.
opposed to like, let me go out and find new shit. Whereas with TikTok, I'll never even go to my following page. I spend hours on my For You, and it's just like,
Yeah.
let's go.
I'm gonna pose this question to you, and then to people who might be here through the live recording, and then to those listening when this airs. And then for those of you who are listening at a later date, get back to us at PG at _ PG podcast on Twitter. Twitter is at Gamers Parental, and let us know when people are posting, people that you follow, friends. Do you believe that there is such a thing as over posting? When one of your favorites is posting to social media, whether it be TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, can they post too much? Do you feel like that's a detriment to their success, or it doesn't bother you in the slightest? So it'd be kind of fun to hear people's opinion on overposting, because I know I have some people in my circle who they try not to post too often in a day because they don't want to bug their followers, and all that kind of stuff. So they're being considerate, but I'd like to, I don't know, kind of get a feel for what people actually think, if it's annoying or it's social media, so it is what it is.
In my opinion, I don't know that there is an overpost limit, because of the way you get shuffled in with all your stuff, right? Like, I don't think even like, we should try this experiment. I'll post 10 times one day and just see if how often it comes up on your feed.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing is, I look at people, and I know a couple people that post 5 6 times a day. Doesn't mean I see all 5 or 6 posts. Like, it's very rare that I'll come across a chunk of their posts, or a bunch of them in quick succession. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Usually they're pretty spread out, and with TikTok saturation, I think they're even more spread out. Instagram, I could see them coming up more frequently because it's very heavily reliant on how many people you follow because you're only really restricted to who you're following, right?
Hmm.
So I would say Instagram, maybe I would see some of that. Twitter, I don't think that's really a thing unless you're posting like every 20 minutes.
Hmm.
Um, and TikTok, I can't see that being an issue at all, just
Yeah.
based on what I've seen from their algorithm. How about you?
Uh, I kind of in like a crossroads. Like I feel like I would tweet more if I didn't feel like I was actually bugging people. So I might just be stuck in like this odd sense of um, manners or whatever it is I feel
True.
I'm doing. But it's also probably just a headspace of growing up. I don't want to bother people with my problems or my insights, so I just don't. I'd rather just do it in private or in games when I'm playing with someone. But definitely for Twitter, I feel like if I post more than 3 times a day, I'm bugging you. I'm annoying. TikTok, I'm not too worried about it, and YouTube, I'm not too worried about it. Uh, just because I mean that's where you upload. It's not like opinion. It's just like here's what I did. Go check it out.
So
And Instagram, much like Twitter, I don't understand Instagram so well. I don't understand how it's a benefit to me. I have it, and I just don't post to it. Sometimes I'll screenshot my tweets and put it on there, but it's just to get different engagement from different people who don't
right.
follow me on Twitter. That's about it.
I don't think you can over tweet. I don't think it's a bother if you've got something interesting you're gonna say. If you're just gonna be like, "Hi guys," and that's gonna be
Yeah,
your tweet 5 times
true.
that day, you're just like, "Well, what the fuck?" Like Andy, nothing's up. Nothing's
Yeah,
up now. Nothing was up an hour ago. But like, if you've got interesting, you're good morning everybody. What's going on? How's your day going? Like, what do you got going on today? And then 2 hours later, like I did this a little while ago. I was like, my first thing, got up, got ready for work. Was like, hey, what's up? What's everybody doing today? My next
yeah,
tweet, I was driving and I was like, I got to my location. I'm like, man, you ever drive by a traffic jam and feel bad for the poor guy that was sitting in that traffic jam that's dying to take a shit right now and is gonna get stuck and might have to do it in his car? Like that was my next tweet. Like that got engagement. And then the next tweet after that was
yeah,
like, how was lunch? Nobody gave two shits. No pun
yeah,
intended.
yeah,
But then I had a go live tweet. And I had another thing. It was like, you're not gonna hit the mark on every single tweet, but if you tweet with an intent of engagement and you've got something interesting to say or an observation or pose an important question, it's not too much. But like I said, if all 5 of your tweets for the day are, hey, what's up? Or hey, I'm going live at 8. I'm going live in 5 hours. I'm going live in 6 hours. I'm going live in 3 hours. I'm going live in 2 hours. It's like, no, I don't care. I'm just gonna spite you. And I'm not gonna come up because you bothered me 5 times today with the same damn thing. As much as I love you, it's one of those things, and I would expect my community to be the same way. Like, dude, I don't care that you're going live tonight. I got it at 8 o'clock. I'm gonna get it at 8 o'clock tonight.
yeah,
When you actually go live, I'm good. The rest of the substance in between better be important. And half the
yeah,
time, I go back and the next day and I delete my go live tweet from the night before.
yeah. I watched a thing about that. It said sure, go ahead, do your go live tweets. And this is someone who looks at Twitch analytics and Twitter analytics, just analytics, social media in general. They said, do ahead, do it, fine, but after 15 minutes, take that tweet down, get your engagement, and then get rid of it because that just stays on your feed and it's pointless.
Yeah.
Your first post, your followers, if they don't see you within 15 minutes, it's buried and it's gone. So sure, do it, but try and get rid of it. I don't get rid of it just because I'm lazy and I have so much other things I'm doing.
Right.
But yes, it makes sense because absolutely, by the time someone tweets and you see it, it's over. It's done.
Yeah.
It's not interesting anymore. So don't clutter up your feed with those going live posts. And if you do delete them like you're doing, then they get to see all those fun things that you're saying about people pooping,
Right.
and it's easier to see actual content. But I never really think of Twitter that way. I always think of Twitter, and it's maybe a mindset I have to get out of. Is I don't think of Twitter as a way uh, to show more content. I just have a way to bring them to a place that I have content,
Right.
where it's actually another avenue for me to create content.
It's
It's just
interesting. There's so much out there. Like I think you nailed it earlier when you said, like there's nobody that's going to succeed off of one form of content. There's nobody that's going to succeed or grow their Twitch or whatever other medium, their YouTube or whatever, by just doing Twitch, just doing YouTube, just doing Instagram, or just doing TikTok. It doesn't matter. You need to find a way to integrate them all, and not even necessarily have the same content. Like, you have a TikTok that you put on Instagram, that you put on Facebook, that you put on Twitch, and that you put on Twitter. It's like, if you're only reaching your community, well, then somebody in your community is only going to see that 5 fucking times. It's like, no, take a step back, vary your content. Make, like, my tweets are all text based. My Instagram stuff is video clips, or pictures or stills. My TikTok, when I get around to making it, will not be either of those things. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be something that fits the TikTok algorithm. But at the same time, it's like, you look at all, like, you have different audiences. Don't feed them all the same thing.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I would love to hear yours, whether it's in the YouTube comments or, like Andy said, hashtag parental gamers. PG
podcast.
PG podcast. Son of a bitch. I'll remember that one day. That's usually your line, not mine.
Yeah, it's weird that you're using it.
I tried. Hashtag PG. Fuck. Hashtag PG podcast. Let us know yours. What are your thoughts on social media? What are your thoughts on, implementing some sort of creator filter, allowing people to do their own, set their own content as, either general or other. I'd love to hear it. I'm sure Andy would too. That's all I've got for this week. I don't know about you.
No, I'm fine. Like, it's how much of I mean, we could probably talk about TikTok all day, because, like, it's new and it's exciting for me, and typically anything I do okay with, and I do mean, like, tongue in cheek, not blowing smoke up my own ass kind of thing. I have done well with the 5 videos that I have posted. I'm happy with it. I'm doing well with my YouTube vlogs. But I'm like excited about it, and I'm definitely clapping myself on the back over it, because it's like, I don't know, it's like those small victories when you're at the, I don't want to say the bottom of the totem pole, but when you're at the bottom of the totem pole and you actually get people that engage on your content, it actually puts some value back into your content. People, there's always that conversation, like, if you like your content, others will like your content. And I enjoy what I do, and I see value in what I do, but sometimes it's not reciprocated by the engagement. And that's like, I'm putting this out there for people to see, but no one's seeing it. But it's nice to see that I can put my content somewhere and it's enjoyed by people. And it's just kind of like a little urge you on kind of thing, where I feel better that I've been doing this for so long. I have a certain skill set, and I resonate with certain people, either on TikTok or YouTube or here.
Right.
So it's nice. It's maybe it's false sense of security, but it also, I don't know, it just feels, what's the word? There's a word for it. I had it and it went away. Not liberating, but it just feels really good to know that it's not all for nothing. But something is making someone smile or saying, "Oh my god, that was cool." So,
no, that's awesome. Like I said, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the content you're putting out there. It's a lot of fun. I wish I could do the things that you do in that space, but I'm functionally useless. But anyway, Andy, what are you going to be up to for the next 2 weeks? And where can people find you?
Oh, I'm officially able to say I am Andy TTV on Twitter.
Yes.
On TikTok.
Yes.
I am on YouTube as youtube.com/IamAndy, and Instagram as well. I now have 4 places that you can use I am Andy or I am Andy TTV, and you will find me. And as for my next 2 weeks, I film every day. I do a little bit of vlog entries, and I edit, and I actually picked up some editing gigs, so I do work for a few streamers right now, and looking to pick up a 4th actually. So things are flying. I'm doing a lot of editing for myself, for others, just trying to help do my part to grow and grow them as well, as best as I can, and all the things that we do here at Podcast World.
Nice. So and you're going to be crushing Season 8, I'm sure.
I'm all about Season 8 right now. I probably Star Wars Fallen Order and Season 8. That's my 2 games I'll be playing for the next long while.
Are you going to pick up a purple backpack, throw me in it, and carry me to victory?
Yeah, it's possible, but you gotta
zero confidence in that answer, Chet. Zero fucking confidence in that answer. It's like, oh yeah, I guess
it's fine. Okay.
Shit.
if I'm pushing and you're still looting, you're no good to me because one, your loot's not near me, and two, I'm dead.
Communicate. Be like, dude, we gotta go now. Just push. Be that guy. Come on, coach. Put me in, coach. Be like, listen, dude, we gotta go. You got 3 seconds. If you don't do it, I'm gonna kill you myself.
Oh man, I wish Team Fire was a thing.
Teach me, Andy. Teach me the way of the Andy TTV.
All right, fine, fine.
All right, sweet.
Well, maybe we'll try and make a segment of it. One night a week, DB and Andy will get together and we'll do an Apex how to.
There you go. We can make it your thing. Teaching a doofus how to Apex.
Yeah, I taught Tay.
I'm not even gonna touch that one. I like Tay, and I don't want to be on her bad side.
I like her too, but that's fun to say.
I don't want to be on her bad side. I've seen Tay mad. I'm not even gonna fuck with that. No, Tay. Just remember that came from that side of the screen. I adore the shit out of you.
Where can we find you, DB?
DB Dadbods United just about everywhere. So come check me out. Twitter Dadbods UNTD, which is short for United. Dadbods United everywhere else. I will be up in not really FIFAing much. A lot of getting ready for finishing up the Sandlot League. I'll probably be eliminated by end of next week. I will be dabbling in some Apex, dabbling in some Warzone, finishing Ghost of Tsushima, and getting ready for April. Early access April for MLB The Show 21. Oh, I got big things in mind for content for MLB 21. So I'm super excited. I love you all for being here. Thank you all for hanging out with us and sticking it out. I had a blast talking about this. We've got some exciting content on the way. Make sure that you're linked up with our Twitter for all the latest and greatest updates about all of our wonderful shenanigans, and we appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Make sure to check out your favorite podcasting services on Monday morning. It'll be there for anyone who wants it.
Appreciate you being here.
Thanks a lot for listening, guys.
Have a great week.
Bye.